All right, we'll start with Maddie on the right.
Steph, what does just this mean to you to finally be a finals MVP after everything?
Forget that. We champs. Why you starting with that question? We got 4 championships. You know, like, God is great. The ability to be on the stage and play with amazing teammates against a great Boston Celtics team that, you know, gave us everything to try to get to the finish line. This one hits different for sure. Just knowing what the last 3 years have meant, what it's been like from injuries to, you know, changing of the guard and the rosters, Wiggs coming through, our young guys carrying the belief that we could get back to the stage and win, even if it didn't make sense to anybody when we said it. All that stuff matters, and now we got 4 championships. You know, me, Dre, Clay, and Andre. Finally got that bad boy. It's special, man. Special. Just all the work that went into it, all the faith and belief, and everybody in that locker room that's, you know, getting to spray champagne around the locker room. Everybody mattered in that process, so I'm just proud of everybody.
Kendra, back right.
Kendra Andrews, ESPN. Stefan, I think there was like 2 seconds left on the clock. You sat down on the baseline, head in your hands. I'm assuming maybe you were feeling and thinking a lot of things you just explained, but what was going through your head in that moment in particular?
These last 2 months of the playoffs, these last 3 years, these last 48 hours, every bit of it has been a emotional roller coaster, on and off the floor, and you're carrying all of that on a daily basis to try to realize a dream and a goal like we did tonight. And you get goosebumps just thinking about, you know, all those snapshots and episodes that we went through to get back here, individually, collectively, and that's why I say I think this championship hits different. That's why I had so many emotions and still will, just because of what it took to get back here. And the fact that when we started this season, you know, a lot of conversations about who we were as a team and what we were capable of, and clearly remember some experts and talking heads putting up the big zero of how many championships we would have going forward because of everything that we went through. So we hear all of that, and you carry it all and try to maintain your purpose, not let it distract you, but you carry that weight. To get here, it all comes out. So it's special.
Vince on the left.
Steph, Vince Gould, Yahoo Sports. Along those same lines, a couple seconds left, you hug your dad. You kind of just disappear off the floor.
You blacked out for a second.
You look like you were in tears. You hugged them. How comfortable are you with those, like you said, letting those emotions out in that way? Was it, I won't say overwhelming, but what was the emotions like?
It was definitely overwhelming. It was surreal just because you know how much you went through, you know, to get back to the stage. And nobody, unless you've been on that floor, you know, you just grinded day in, day out. I was kind of talking about, you know, just me personally, my workouts from all season last year when we lost in the play-in tournament. It's been a year and 6 days that I started the process of getting ready for this season. And it all paid off. Didn't know how it was going to happen. Didn't know what the environment's going to be like. You imagine what the emotions are going to be like, but it hits different. So, you know, out there on the floor, I mean, I didn't even know he was down there, to be honest with you. I saw him, and I just lost it. And I knew, you know, the clock was kind of running out, but just wanted to take in the moment because it was that special.
David on the left.
Steph, Dave Aldridge with the Athletic behind left of the trophy.
That is amazing.
One of the great traits of all championship teams is talent, of course, in coaching, but it also is stubbornness, just being stubborn. And can you describe the level of stubbornness that your core group has had the last 3 years from Clay coming back from the injuries to let Joe spending whatever it takes to you know, continuing to revamp and challenge yourself to be still great, and Draymond kind of reinventing himself too?
I like that word because kind of what I was talking about, the narratives that you hear going into this season, especially, and coming off the 2 years prior where we literally had the worst record in the league. We had a lot of injuries. And then, you know, scratching and clawing, trying to get through the play-in tournament to just get a playoff berth. We definitely had that mentality that our belief and faith in what we can do, and we kept saying it all year, our championship DNA and the leadership of myself, Draymond, Andre, Loon, Clay, Draymond, all that stuff mattered. And you carry that through the 3 years, not knowing how it's going to end up. All you can do is control that belief, and behind the scenes and how you show up every single day, you embody that. And then when it comes time to taking advantage of an opportunity, things click. I remember 2 months ago, I was injured. We were sliding in defensive rating. We kind of limped our way into the postseason. And we clearly said, like, we have to peak at the right time, not knowing what our rotation was going to look like, not knowing what the chemistry was going to look like, because that's what the situation called for. And then we did. Like, it's crazy to think about. All that talk paid off. So manifest your destiny in a certain way. And that stubbornness of, like, who we are matters more than what anybody's saying about us is why we're here.
Last question for Steph in the middle.
Daniel Bell, BSO. Do you feel like this one means a little bit more? I know you said it hits different, but do you feel like different better given everything that you guys have been through and all the everything that was said about you guys over the last few years with the injuries and you missing time, Clay missing time, you guys coming back? Is this just a better feeling than the past ones?
I mean, the moment when you get it done is different, but or it's all sorry, that's comparatively it's all kind of the same because you're letting out all your emotions of the year, and you know you're the last team standing, you're celebrating a championship. But I say this one hits different is because those, you know, from 15 to 19, it was kind of a steady climb to getting to the championship, and whether you won or lost, you kind of just left it all out there. Then you go through these last 2 years and conversations, narratives, we're too old, you know, the parallel timelines of developing young guys and keeping our core together, all those tough decisions that we had to make, that weighs on you for as much time as we were going through it. And then you get to the point where you're in a playoff series against, you know, Denver and then Memphis and then Dallas and get to Boston, and it's like, we're right here, and it's surreal. And then you get to the finish line, and that's why I think this one is definitely different because of just the 3 years of baggage we carried coming out of that Game 6 in 2019. And, I mean, I can say it now, but I don't know how many teams could carry that for as long as we had with the expectations of, you know, comparing us now to teams of past and make it to the mountaintop again. So a lot of people in that locker room that are enjoying this to the fullest, and they should, because of, you know, who we are as a team. It's pretty amazing.
Thanks, Steph.